In this video, we're looking at effective presentations. First of all, the purpose. Presenting is a frequently used life skill. Also, importantly, it's very portable. The skills you learn in presenting publicly are very transferable. A lot of people, however, get nervous about it. But presenting is a skill. And as a skill, you can improve with purposeful practice. Everything we talk about in this video and others in the series is about accessing message. So, I want you to think about these two questions. What do you think makes an effective presentation? And what makes an ineffective one? Pause the video and make some notes. Okay, as we go through this video and others in the series, compare those notes to the sort of things we'll be talking about. There are three key structural elements to any presentation. The first one is around what you say. This is about the content, the topic, the message. The second element is about how you say it, how you organize the presentation, your engagement with the audience, and this is around your body language, your voice, the visuals. The third element is how it looks. The visuals, it might be a PowerPoint slide or a Canva or a Prezi, and then there's you, the presenter. We can further divide these into content and delivery. The content I'll be dealing with today in terms of task brief, audience, preparation, structure, and the delivery aspects we'll be dealing with in other videos in this series. It's important to understand that all of those three elements interact with each other and they are equally as important. In terms of content, TED curator Chris Anderson says the main job of the speaker is to transfer an idea into the mind of the listener. So, everything I'm talking about, everything we're talking about in these videos concerning presenting is about transferring and accessing message. In terms of preparation then, you need to know your audience and, importantly, the task. First, the audience. You need to know approximately who they are. And more importantly even, what they expect you to talk about. It's really important for your confidence to know that most audiences want to know what you are talking about. They are interested, so take confidence from that. In terms of the content, this should be evident to you in the task. Now, if you're doing an academic task, you need to read that brief carefully. And this might be an assignment. It could be a job brief if you're doing something more oriented towards professional skills. It could be a conference theme. It could be a project. It could be a lot of things. But that task brief should tell you very clearly what it is you're doing. Read the brief carefully, as I said, and highlight key terms and use them in the talk. This is a key strategy. In terms of organization and structure, oral presentations have three parts to them. The first part is the introduction, where you set the context and you give the structure of the talk. The middle part is the body, and the body, importantly, is chunked into sections. Those sections, that sequence of those chunks, will be determined by the task brief. That's why it's important to read it carefully. Next and last is the conclusion, where you tell them what you now know. Now remember, most talks, in fact, pretty much all talks, you need to talk to time. So, in terms of the percentage of your time, spend 5% on both the introduction and the conclusion, and 90% on the body. That's where most of your effort goes. Back to language and that idea of using key language from the brief in the task. One of the key ideas is to combine content language from the task brief with what we call functional language. Let's look at an example from a task brief. Now, I've highlighted a key term, social context of the institution. Something that you might say is outlined here on the slide, where we have that key term reflected in what you're saying, and then what you have is functional language following it. The social context of the institution can best be understood by two key measures. The first, the second. Let's focus on. This functional language is key to helping the audience keep up with key parts of your talk. And the functions are sectioning, transitioning, rephrasing, clarifying, linking, emphasizing, justifying, interpreting or highlighting. There are a lot of functions you use when you're speaking to an audience. The key thing I want to point out here, so if we are using the function language with body language and content language, it makes for a very clear and powerful message. Look at this language here. Read through it and have a look at what it does. When you say something like, this shows that, this tells us, what this means is, this language is really important. It's your voice. It takes you from the descriptive to the interpretive. And that's what academic markers want you to do. That's what they expect. That's the end of this video. For more academic skills resources, go to our website. For more videos in this series, go to our YouTube channel.